So I'll be explaining respiratory quotient and what it is. Respiratory quotient is used for respiration to find out the volume of CO2 produced over the volume of oxygen. So basically it's to find the ratio, right? Usually the ratio is maximum of 1. Okay, in A levels it's maximum of 1. It can be lower, it can be 0.7, it can be 0.9 when other things are respired. So respiratory quotient is to find out whether the thing that's being respired is glucose or fats or something else or proteins. It can be anything. Anything can be respired, can be oxidized, right? In A-level syllabus. So RQ, okay, this must be memorized now. Okay, RQ of glucose, okay, is equals to 1, and I'll explain why. Okay, so in this case, this is the glucose equation, right? We know respiration of glucose. This is the standard equation. Okay, so in chemistry we learned that the volume ratio, okay, volume ratio is equals to mole ratio. Mole is basically just the number of molecules in this case. So for every 6 molecules of oxygen absorbed, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide will be released. So in this case, the mole ratio is 1:1, right? So therefore the volume ratio will in the end be 1:1 also, because remember the mole ratio and volume ratio is the same. That's what we learn in chemistry, right? So there's a bit of linkage, okay, symbiotic link to chemistry, okay? So respiratory quotient of glucose will be equals to 1/1, which is just 1. So that's the maximum, okay? So in A levels, they may test fats or protein oxidation. So for the RQ of these will be less than 1, and I'll explain why, okay, now, okay? So for fats, okay, fats oxidation requires a lot of O2. You just need to know a lot. You don't have to know the exact number, okay, because it varies. Produce energy or release energy in this case, but very little CO2 volume is produced. So in other words, RQ will be equals to very small CO2 produced over very large O2 absorbed. Okay, a lot of O2 is absorbed to oxidize fats, but little CO2 volume is produced. So in this case, if this goes up and if this goes down and this goes up, means overall RQ will go down, right? Overall RQ will go down. So therefore the RQ will be less than 1. The RQ of fats will be less than 1. Can we get it? Let's, for example, a lot of oxygen, right, is absorbed. Okay, so let's say 10 units of oxygen is absorbed and 7 units of CO2 is produced. So RQ of fats be equals to 7/10, which gives you 0.7. So you notice 0.7 is actually less than 1. So why I say A levels, for A levels, right, only 1, you only need to memorize 1, which is the RQ of glucose. Okay, then the rest is just lower than 1, okay, because the rest are not that efficient at oxidizing, okay, because there's still some energy trapped. They are not completely oxidized. That's all you need to know, okay? So in the next video, I'll be explaining how the apparatus works and how you can find the RQ using a simple respiratory meter, respiratory meter.